Hi, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I'm going to show you your child has just finished learning lesson 3 in level 4. And this is where we are actually going to introduce two consonants between the vowels. So the words are getting a little bit longer and a little bit more complex. So just as a quick reminder, this is where we have started. This is syllable division rule number 1 right here. I would find a word like this. If I didn't know how to read it, I would mark my vowels. A lot of people put two V's here. I'm going to pull them apart. And usually this T is going to go to the back. That's going to work about 70% of the time. I would divide right here. This E is now open. It says E. And this E is now closed in. It says eh. So the word is pretend. Is that a real word? Yes, that's a real word. So we're done. So let's look at what happens when we have two letters in between the vowels. Now mark my vowels again. Here's my vowel. Here's my vowel. I have 1, 2 letters in the middle. Most of the time, we're simply going to split these two letters right here. We're going to divide our line. These are both closed syllables. This gets a short sound. This gets a short sound. This is going to say ah as an olive, and this is going to say ah as an apple. Combat. Combat. Is that a real word? Yes, that's a real word. Then we're done. Here's another one. Here's my vowel. Now this is called a unit right here. Always has a vowel in it. So here's my vowel. Again, 1, 2 in the middle. Pull it apart. Divide right here. This says it as an itchy. This makes an unusual sound. Unk. Chipmunk. Is that a real word? Yes, it is. Some kids are surprised that this word actually isn't chickmunk, but there it is. Chipmunk. All right, here's my vowel. Here's my vowel. 1, 2 in the middle, split them apart. Divides right here. This is a watch out vowel. It changes the sound of the C. Your kids already know that. Okay, this now says Cindy, Cindy. They already know that the Y at the end has the E sound as well. This is a closed syllable. This changes the sound of the C. The I changes the sound of C. So again, Cindy. Is that a real word? Yeah, it is. So we're done. Here's another one. Vowel, vowel, divide, short, a as an apple, Nancy. Okay, now let's gonna go ahead and show you a couple exceptions to this. Let's look at this word right here. Okay, now you can see that there's two letters in between. This is on a digraph tile. That's what this is called. Two letters that make one sound right here. So if we were going to try our syllable division rule number 1, we would always just mark our vowels like we do. And then we would pull them apart. And typically we'd try to send this to the back. But if we divided right here, this now would say chai-ken, chai-ken. That's not the word that we want. So we have to push this the other way. This now becomes closed. This says it as an itchy, chicken. That's the word that we want. Okay, so you have to be careful with digraphs in the middle here. Here's another word that you might have to be careful with. This has what we call a unit in the middle. We can't separate these sounds. So we could never separate the sound out and say something like, so if we took our vowels and said, okay, A is our vowel and E is our vowel, right? We couldn't separate between the N and the K. So we wouldn't say this word as blanket. These three letters come together and they make an unusual sound. This says ink. They have to stay together. They're kind of welded together. Okay, so here's my vowel. Here's my vowel. In this case, I simply pull it apart. There's nothing else I can do with this word. This maintains its ink sound. It does not change. Blanket. Now here's the last one that I'm going to show you that's a little bit challenging for kids. Oops, it ate it. So again, here's my vowel. Here's my vowel. Most of the time, I'm going to split this. However, if I split this right now, this says as an upper and this says as an eddy. And so the word actually says duplex, duplex. That's not a real word. So I'm going to tell you why that's not a real word and how to fix it if your child makes that mistake. So again, here's my vowel, here's my vowel. The issue is with the letter L. L's and R's in our language do unusual things to letters. And this is another case where they do. This creates a blend. We actually need to keep these together. Okay, so we call these rotten letters, R's and L's, ROTTEN letters, LETT. Okay, so R is what we're looking for and L is what we're looking for. And in this case, we have the word needs to divide right here. This needs to make its long U sound, duplex. So in this case, this is one time where we wouldn't split this. Here's another one that uses an R. Okay, so again, I mark my vowels. Here's my vowel. Here's my vowel. Normally I would try to split these, but uh-oh, there's a rotten letter right here. I need to keep these two together. So this says E, and the word would now be secret, secret. Okay, so you can see if I forgot that, it wouldn't make a real word. It would say secret, secret. So secret is how we do that word. All right, I hope this little tutorial helped you as your child is navigating through these new words. I will take you really quickly to an extra practice page here. Okay, so here's a new page. This is the fluency drills for this level, and I will just show you how this may look for the child. So right away, let's look at, let's do this one. Ooh, that's too thick. Here's my vowel, here's my vowel. I'm going to go ahead and split. This is going to say I as an itchy and as an eddy. Midwest. Here's another one. Here's my vowel, here's my vowel. I'm going to go ahead and split these. Trumpet, trumpet. Let's find one. Oh, here's an unusual one here. Here's your vowel, here's your vowel. I divide right here. This says as an upper and it as an itchy. Publish. Now here's one where the rotten letter is not split. And that's why it's a good idea to have your child read it out loud, because there's actually quite a few, there's always exceptions to these rules. These rules are kind of more just a guide. They're going to work probably about 70% of the time. Let's find one here. One that's not like that. It's actually a terrible sheet.